Hello and welcome to Coaster Canyon scenario number 37 in our playthrough of RollerCoaster Tycoon. Today's goal is to get 1,200 guests by the end of year 3 with a park rating of 600. And as the name might suggest, we have a large canyon. It is free to get in, so we'll be charging per ride. And yeah, this is going to be a bit of a challenge with some coasters just because of the verticality of it all. They're going to have to be long and narrow things. But let's go ahead and get the park open and see what we have to work with here. We have the Cooked House, we got merry-go-round, all the staple stuff of the gentle rides, and in roller coasters we actually have a pretty good selection. We got 11 of them already, including the looping steel coaster, and probably most of the ones we're going to want to mess with here. Thrill rides, we don't have go-karts, but we'll fix that. Same with most of the rest of this. But let's go ahead and get that jacked up. I'm not going to bother researching roller coasters right now. We'll just turn this on to thrill rides and shops and stalls. But let's go ahead and get started with an information kiosk right next to the entrance. Random color. Pop this in with our $5 umbrellas like we like to do. Make sure that's all good to go. And I'm going to start, as I usually do, by putting in a merry-go-round. And this, of course, is going to be super easy. Just right there. Go ahead and get this brown tarmac, asphalt, whatever, depending on your locality. But there we go. We got something to do. We got that music going on, so it's not complete dead silence for the next 10 minutes. And now we can take a look at roller coasters. You know how much I love the whoop-de-doos? We've got left, we've got right, and these are set up in such a way with this canyon where there's a couple spots we could have this really, really easily just bridge the gap here, so to speak, and still have plenty of room underneath for other coasters to thread. And I think that's going to be the smart thing for us to do. So if left goes here, right will go here. Just make that a nice, simple thing. We'll leave this right like that. Let's pop that other one in, and then we'll build both of the things at once. Again, super simple. That's going to be nice right there. And while we do already have this in this corner here, it's going to be real easy for us to take care of. Just put our same pattern of things in here. There we go. And then this in the corner can get turned into a shop that we might be able to do something with. Do the same kind of deal over here, just backwards. I probably should have saved this coaster design with the path, but you know how it goes. Now these are both open, and that should draw some guests into the park. And look, we've got our first guest right here. Ooh, okay. A little sparse on the population thing, but they do have to come all the way from the edge of the map. We'll keep that in mind for later on. It will take longer to get guests in. But that is looking pretty good to me. And this, I think, is going to be a good spot for us to put another one of these information kiosks. Just right there hiding in the corner. Before you ask, there is no more land to buy. It is all locked down tight. And we've got our first two coasters. We've got $3,900 left, which makes me think we can probably get one of these wild mouse coasters in. They're usually pretty cheap. Let's see. Crazy Vole, etc. Looks like it's basically the same as Mouse Towers, but it doesn't have the other stuff. Let's roll with this. Now, these coasters, as we've learned, do not tolerate high support heights. So they're going to have to be placed way down in here. And there might be some scenarios in which this isn't advantageous to us. So you can see that the height of this is actually lower than the terrain top to bottom is. And if we had custom built this, we could probably build this almost entirely underground, but we didn't, so we're not going to be able to do that. I'm going to hold off on building this one for right now for that reason. But if we go to the Spinning Wild Mouse, you know our favorite design, the Spinning Wild Mouse 1 Custom, like that's a good thing to name something. We take a look here. This actually would fit pretty well. But we don't have a pathway getting down into the bottom yet. So if I turn this guy around and I flip it, just like so, then that becomes a little bit more palatable of a design here. I can also do that right there. You know, I'll tell you what. Let's put that there. Let's put that there. I need to hide vertical faces so I can actually see this. But let's go ahead, replace that, get that opened up. But I'm going to build through the wall here. Take that back off. Yeah, see, look at that. We're going to have all sorts of opportunities to get through here. And I will just build this up Just like so. Nice and simple. I know it's hideous, but sometimes that is just the way it goes. I think based on what we're trying to do here, I'm going to want to go in here and then up and then come out right like so. Actually, tell you what. We have the room to go up one more here. And then I can come out, I think. See, it's not going to let me unless I have this whole thing taken care of here. Let's do that. And then this will come up here. Very, very easy. All right, so it's ugly. It's inefficient, so on and so forth, but it works. In fact, before we get too carried away, I'm going to change these to the concrete railing style because it's a little bit less visually cluttered, and I think everyone can appreciate that. So we'll just do the same thing right here. Have to rotate this. I don't want to look at all that mess this whole time. Like, it can't fix everything, but it's going to do enough. It'll do what we need it to do. All right, so that's going to go there. Yeah, I wish I could change it underneath this this entrance thing, but this will work. It'll do just fine. Now, let's make sure we have a couple handymen and a mechanic so they can actually work on stuff. And we're going to need to put in some trash cans. I always put those on the slopes, just because that is the easiest thing to do. Just right there, and then I guess I can put one right there. Put in a couple of these benches in various locations near the exits of things. That works. Now we have $157, so we gotta let this thing kind of keep doing its thing. Just accrue some more cash. What am I charging for these anyway? $2? Oh, no. That's not enough. We can bump that up to 4 easy. Make sure we do this one as well. All right, looking good. Unpause, and that should start making us a decent bit of cash. Yeah, so everything in one spot isn't really the quote-unquote correct way to play the game, but we've got opportunities to keep expanding all the way down here. We'll just need to keep an eye on what we're working with here. I'm hopeful that this is going to start generating some more money soon, because that's going to be very, very annoying. What's the maximum loan? We can have 20,000. Okay. I don't think it's worth taking out a loan at this exact moment in time. I think we can hold off a little bit on that. But as we start getting more guests in and they start riding these roller coasters repeatedly, we're going to get a pretty hefty chunk of change out of them. Okay, this one came in with $70. This one came in with, oh wow, 90. Okay. All right, so it looks like it's between 60 and 90. I don't see anyone at a different level than that. So $4 for the coaster is probably okay. Doesn't seem to have impacted demand negatively. And, yep, selling park maps and umbrellas. Looking good. It's just a very slow process to get this much cash out of there until we get more guests coming in. And, of course, there's nothing to do over here yet. So, you know, to kind of save them the grief, I guess I'm going to have to wait till my handyman gets out of here, and I'm going to take this path out. There we go, so no one can go get lost. They can all just kind of come straight through here. But since we have the path down into the gully here, if we find any other good, narrow coaster designs, that would be a smart thing to place it down there. I know the corkscrews will let us do some crazy stuff. We've built a few of these that we've liked. Let's see. Oh, see, this... where was it? See, this guy right here is just kind of, you know, boring. But it's really good for a situation... Okay, this is a lot bigger than I thought it was. Never mind. A similar design. Maybe not quite that big. It's going to be good for a situation like that. That's just like, all right, thanks for playing. We're not going to bother with that. This guy's cool, except the trains keep getting stuck in the middle. That's happened to me quite a bit. But I guess... yeah, I should have known that was going to be a much longer thing. I don't know here. Slippery seals. Yeah, see, these are just... they're just a little too big. A little big. There's a couple of other coaster designs I don't think we've unlocked yet that'll work a little bit better in that regard. So let's see, we got hat stalls, we got balloon stalls. I'm going to turn off shops and stalls, and I'm just going to have them focus on thrill rides, because that go-karts are infinite money printer, basically. And then after we get the go-karts, I'll turn the roller coasters back on, and we'll see where we're getting at. But now, like, even just the past couple minutes in triple speed, at the end of May, year 1, we got about $3,500. I think, dangerous thing thinking, but I think we can probably sometime soon build another one of these coasters, like this Wild Mouse thing here. Cheesy Mice isn't really a great one, but it is compact, and it's a quick ride. So if there is a spot in here where this will fit, and it's kind of hard because of the, again, isometric view of it all, if we are able to make this fit satisfactorily, then we'll be in really good shape. We might have to, and I really don't want to do custom designs with the Wild Mouse coasters because they're very unforgiving, let's say. We got to keep our options open. We do have this really long area over here that I think is probably going to be better spent with a wooden coaster. We do have a couple of designs on the wooden coasters, like the wood chip is a really good classic one that will fit if we can find the correct place. Again, with the isometric view, it's very hard. But there will come a place in here that this will just squeeze right in. Yeah, see, like right here. It's only $7,200. Again, if we were tunneling into the side of the cliff, it would be totally fine. But it is what it is. Now, if we really, really wanted to be super efficient, whatever, we could just, take this all the way down. But I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of the scenario. It's supposed to be a challenge to have you work with the landscape instead of alter it too terribly much. But it looks like we've got, top spin's good. I built these a whole bunch. I just want to find a decent spot. I think I can do the entrance here and the exit there. That would save a decent bit of space. There we go. See, that's a good way to... Oh, merry-go-round broke down. Let's put this on intense mode and open. That'll be a decent revenue generator. Yeah, see, now look at this. The lines are full. We're printing cash. Everyone's happy. Well, maybe. Maybe not. I really hope this is go-karts. I mean, the odds are high that it's going to be go-karts, but you never really know. And I wish there was like a better angle I could get. Again, isometric view. But I feel like right here would be a great place to put one of these smaller coasters. Like the wooden Wild Mouse. Yeah, I know I don't have anywhere to buy food. I'm trying here. I remember that thing. This isn't a bad design either. It's just, again, isometric view, betrayal, so on and so forth. I wish there was a mechanism where I could just, move this ghost around without having to have this one specific tile in a certain spot, because I know this will fit. It just really doesn't play nice. Like if I build this here, like I am like 90% sure this is a great place to put this, but that last little tiny bit is really holding me back. Because I know this is elevated a little bit, so I'm just going to click on it. It's $26.75. Take a look on this perspective. You can't really see much. Let's take the vertical face. Nope. Hide base land. Turn the vertical faces back on. Yeah. See, I know this looks freaky, but you can't see any of this. But we have space, and it looks like it's either one tile above where this path is, or it's not quite there. So I'm going to have that go C. 2, no, I can't count. 2, 4, 6 here. And then, of course, I have to turn this base land back off again. And everything hooked up. That's my main issue with this, is it just, it's an ordeal to try to build down in a canyon in this game. But no sense just complaining about everything. Oh, that's actually the perfect height. That worked out quite well. I'm going to go ahead and say this can be another $4 coaster. We got mine cars, 6 cars, 1 car per train. I can add more. Okay. 10. How many? Okay, 10's the max. Let's see what this looks like. I guess that's probably fine. People will ride this. I don't think that's going to be an issue. Speed this up a little bit. Hopefully nobody dies in a horrible crash. Launch free fall. Okay, that's an acceptable thing. If that first car gets back to the station when there's still like 5 of them left in there, then that's way too many cars. Oh yeah, way too many cars. Okay, and they're lining right up for that. Let's take that back to 6. I guess that was okay the entire time. Yeah. All right, so that should be a decent money printer. We did get the launch free fall. You already know. We built this escape hatch so many stinking times. See, this is going to be... Because, I guess this could kind of go anywhere. If I put this, say, right here. See, that's going to take... we're going to have a dead spot right there. I guess I could move this here, but I don't know what I'd want to have access to this for. Probably doesn't matter. I'll just do that. Then we'll have a nice... I guess that's probably long enough. Just get this hooked in here. And then that will go just like so. Nice and easy. Open. $2 for this is probably fine. It's just, wow, look at these people. They're coming out of the woodwork for this. We've got 60 people in line. Of course, it's a very low capacity ride, but it's also not a long one. All right, so late August, year 1. Remember, we have 3 years. 6737. Looking okay. Let's go ahead and put in some eateries. We have this big space right here that is practically begging for food and drink. Of course, you got burgers, you got hot dogs, you got pizza. Guests are hungry. Can't find new. I'm working on it. Drinks. Then you get your balloons. Randomize the color on those. I guess I probably should... I don't know why this isn't ticked automatically, but that'll take care of that problem. And then, of course, you have to have a bathroom. I'm not going to charge for the bathroom in this one, but that will take care of a lot of that. We will need to put in trash cans, and oh, there's so much vomit everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Yeah, that is going to get fixed immediately. Let's put in these guys here. Look at, man, that is an absolutely foul path. Let's go up to 5 handymen. Go ahead and hire a second mechanic. And what was that last message? Hey, there it is. There's our go-karts. All right, let's do roller coasters as well. I won't uncheck thrill rides, but now that we have the go-karts, folks, now we can get into some shenanigans here. So these paths here will very easily get us connected with what we want. I guess it's probably... I'm going to have the station underground here just because of the spacing with all of this, and that is going to be an interesting challenge. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be a lot of carts. Go-karts underground don't really give you a very good excitement bonus, so we're going to have to come down and then out. Ah, footpath in the way, of course. Where have I heard that one before? So we'll come out that way, and then we will have to immediately go down, just get underneath everything so we can have our entrance and our exit. Let's go ahead and put those in so we don't build ourselves into a corner. We're going to have to do the entrance at the very end, and then I'll leave enough space to do a couple of doubling backs here. Just get this path hooked up first before it becomes a tremendous issue. Again, always used to this being on the other side, but it is what it is. Let's not merge the queues. That is probably not a smart choice for us to be doing. So that will be right there. There we go. That is, you know, a little bit of an ugly here with this mess. I think I can just get rid of that, but I'm not going to worry about it. Now that that's done, the go-karts can be built. Let's hide paths. See-through paths. Very good. So this has just come out and gone down. This is, the path went through the terrain there. I guess this is technically a tunnel. I'm trying not to have this be inside, quote-unquote, too much, because that turns into a whole thing. Don't forget, we have these larger radius curves. We're not going to be able to see this, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I'm just going to do my best to try and see what we're working with here. There we go. There we go. So that can go that way. I think I can go underneath. Yeah, look at that. Look at that, folks. Look at that. This is so dumb. So just like that. And I can't make it back up here yet. We're going to have to go do some loops through here. But I think, okay, that's the limit of what I can work with. I don't want it to be underground that much, but I guess this is going to be fine. Let's just do a little bit more here. We'll go up. Land not owned by park. Okay, well that's going to put a damper on things. Let's try this. Oh, you know what? No, I need to have this go up here before it gets to, there we go. This is going to be the best I can do, folks, unfortunately. Then that gets connected there. That's a full circuit. I know this is like not the most exciting thing you've ever seen, but it is going to print money. It is going to be tremendous, and that is 14 carts. All right, 2 laps. I'm not expecting the excitement to be super huge here, but we do kind of interact with 2 or 3 rides. Let's start with a healthy $5. See if anyone bites on this. We are going to see. I see the guests checking their pockets. They might not have the cash for it. But if the demand is sufficient, we can keep it at that that price. If not, then we will, I suppose, have to see what works here. We're not going to know what the test results are until the first race is finished. And we're not going to see the carts, hardly ever. But it is a good way to use this space down here. Now we have a full race in the line, more or less. There we go. Just in time. Oh, and here comes all those umbrellas. Buy those umbrellas, folks. Okay, yeah, see, the excitement rating of 2.26 really is not desirable. But it works, and it's going to get guests in and out pretty quick. What is 55 seconds? Okay. So, 14 guests every 55 seconds. Let's just simplify that and say 15 per minute. So, that's not terrible. Not terrible. And the queue time is only 3 minutes, although I think that's just averaged based on the last whatever, and there's already 42 people in line for this. I guess we'll see. 612 customers per hour is a much better way to look at it. This one has 696 per hour. So that's pretty good. This coaster is looking at 1104, and then these guys should be pretty high. Yeah, 1812. No cannons there. Yeah, I think this is going to work, although I do think $5 is probably a bit much. I'm going to lower it to 4. Just because that is going to have the guests leave early if they run out of cash. We don't have the ATM until we get to the actual RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 scenarios. But compact inverted already came in, which means, of course, we have access to the regular inverted because it always unlocks both of them for some reason. This coaster does have a few that are going to be smaller. We've already built Deja Vu. See, this polar cap is just like a hilarious, just weird thing. And I can build this to where the path's all inside. This is actually not a bad way to utilize all this space. I think that might actually be a good thing to do. If I move this a little bit more, then I can have the entire station underneath as well. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I actually don't hate that. I think that might work. But I do want to keep this space open here, so I will have this moved out to right about as far as it's going to go here. There we go. And then, you know, again, hide the vertical faces. Let's check on... Whoa, it is so hard to see those. Let's fix that. Because I know that tarmac is there. Okay, so that has this coming in this way. I know we can't see it, but I'm going to go ahead and just fix this to be matching because you know it does. It's always going to look better. And now I've got to get this up out of here. Let's actually, since we are here, let's go up this way. Just separate this a tiny bit so it's at the very edge of the park. I think that is going to be the smart way to do it. And depending on how I want to do this, I could actually have this come out here. Let's go up like this, just so I can have this come out on this side. I know it's like not the most efficient layout for a path or whatever, but life goes on. Let's get this... oh, come on. I'm going to have to really rotate this, aren't I? Just grab that. There we go. That's coming right out. And that goes in there. I know, once again, not the best thing ever, but it is ready to go. And I'm going to have this be $3. And that also gives us a path down here that we won't have to worry about too much. Let's see if anyone's actually going to ride this. I do always worry that the trains are going to crash off the end of the tracks here, but you know how it goes. So I guess we will just see. Well, I mean, they seem to like it. Now, favorite ride of 2 guests. Well, it said 0 when I started. Yeah, the intensity is pretty high, but that is a good excitement rating, and 7.5 isn't so high that nobody's going to ride it. So we can be pretty happy with that. And look at that, look at that. We got 650 guests, we got 12,000 bucks. And it is the early middle of year 2, so we do need some more guests by count, but I think overall we are doing pretty well. Alright, and I have this going way too fast to actually read anything. Disgusting state of paths. Yeah, I know. We just have a lot of barfers. Ooh, yeah, look at this guy. The reverse freefall coaster. This thing is a cheat code for a map like this. It is just so rock simple. Like, you could stick this thing just about anywhere, man. We could have this go on top of all this mess. Like, just look at this. Look how easy this is. Look how dead simple. Get rid of these trees. Okay, that actually wasn't affecting height at all. It was the balloon stall. But this is a great way to use this part of the map, and you can still build some of the stuff underneath this. It just can't be super tall. I like this. Let's raise it up one more. Oh, that's not 1. That's 2. Okay, so that's going to allow me to put other stalls underneath that other side there. This is tremendous. I need to stop saying tremendous. But we're going to have to get a path up here, so I do think it's going to make sense to have that set up there. We'll wrap this queue around just once, as long as it doesn't... Oh, top spin in the way. Okay, well this will work out fine just like this. Not going to worry about it. So then I just put in that right there. This is the most convoluted mess ever, I know. I didn't actually need to go that way. I can just go down that way. Look at that. Look at that. Super easy. $2. Good to go. This is just a single car, and it goes up, and it goes down. That's it. I don't think we're going to have a queue this long. If we don't need it, then we can shorten it very easily. But I like to be prepared. You know how it goes. 700 guests. Very good. What's cooking next? Don't know. Suspended swinging coaster. Which one is that again? That's this one? Yeah, I'd never build these. Okay, so, taking a look back, we've actually filled up like a third of the park. But it seems to work okay. There's space here, I think, if I can manage to make it work. I think, okay, not one of these wood twisters, but I think I can get one of these wooden coasters in. There's a couple real narrow ones. So like this one right here is not that wide. It's just long. So if I had, oh yes, look at this. This might actually be perfect, folks. The station's right there. Wouldn't be super hard to get a path in here. Just put that right about there. I think I can do it. If I have the entrance here and then the exit here, that would be actually perfect. Let's first try to get the exit path out underneath this. polar cap in the way. Man. Okay, so that was a lie. Oh, I want to go one more over. It's not going to let me do it. All right. Well, if that's the case, then I can go in from this side, but I'm going to have to swap where my entrance and my exit are. And I know I can put this all the way at the end there, and I can put that all the way on the end there. Get that thing out of there. Let's just get this situated here. I'm banking on having a lot of guests in here and needing to soak up people off the paths, so that is going to take care of all of that mess. I'm gonna move the exit just right here. I think that's gonna be fine. Let's just move that. So this is not... Come on, play nice with me here. This is not going to be able to ascend here, but what it can do is we can have this go underneath this coaster, save ourselves a little bit of space, and then just find wherever we can go. Yeah, there it is. And I know this is going to be some real stupid stuff, but there's going to be a way to get this to connect, and I think it's probably actually going to make more sense to come out that way. There we go. There we go, folks. Now that can be turned on. This I'm going to say $4. Just let it be what it's going to be. It does have on-ride photos, so that's another way to make some cash. And fast forward, see what happens here. We should have some guests coming around here. We can put in maybe a couple small things here. That looks pretty smart. Not too shabby. And of course, they're going to turn around because it doesn't have a testing result or anything yet, but you know how it goes. Yeah, see there, we got somebody with a balloon. Woo, that intensity rating is, oh boy. That's a big ol' yikes. I think it's probably because we have this lateral turn with no brake here. Well, I mean, if they want to ride it, and they actually, you know, are fine with it, then that's okay. But I imagine we're going to need to put in a brake somewhere. Or we're going to want to, at least. Because that is, severe. But hey, if they're going to ride it and they're okay with it, then we're good. Let's see, the lateral G's right here. So that looks like, yeah, see that's got to be right here. Come through this little loop, and then this turn is banked here, but then this little S-bend is not. That seems to me like they should have had this loop go the other direction. They could just come straight into the station. Yeah, just like that. So it looks like, yeah, the maximum lateral G is actually coming out of the loop. Yeah, I have to wait for train 1 to come through. I guess we'll have this be in one-time speed mode just as soon as that's... Alright. Oh, no, here it is. Oh, it's actually here. I did not think that was going to be the big issue. Okay, so you come out of the loop, and right there, okay, that's kind of normal. Yeah, that's messy. I didn't even see this. Okay. So, we turn this around. Okay, once again, isometric view. Okay, that's not banked. But then again, what else? Like, what could you actually do? Let's hide this path here. So that comes around here. Probably don't need to spend too much time troubleshooting this anyway. Yeah, that just comes... Yeah, okay, well, you can't really bank that. I guess it is what it is, and if they're willing to ride it with a full train, then who cares? But, still. Turn the path back on. I'm going to consider that a success. Oh, I could put a spiral slide down here. Nobody cares about that. Go-karts is broken down. All right. I guess I'm going to have another mechanic. If we have enough money, I can go ahead and double the handyman to 10. If all 3 of them are on a radio or working on something, then I will have to hire another one. But I guess for right now, 3 is probably okay. What have we unlocked? Twister coaster. Okay, that's the huge one, I think. Yeah, but this one. This one's cool, I think. If that's the one with the launched lift hill that we were using in the last playthrough. I'm glad you guys like that. I thought that was a fun idea. I don't think I have space to build one of these. Oh, I totally do. I absolutely do. Okay, well that's dangerous. So why does that have... Okay, that's the entrance doing that. All right, but it will fit. I can't move it that way. Oh, I can. I totally can. And that is $18,900. Okay, we don't have that kind of cash. $20,000. Is it that expensive to build underground? Okay, well, we're definitely not going to be building that. But the Heartline Twister Coaster that just got unlocked, well, it's not really a great design. It is basically completely straight like this. It's more or less... What in the world? That just looks completely insane. But you take a look at the footprint. It is a single block wide. It is tailor-made for this entire map. Like, that's basically it. I don't know how I feel about this. What's the stats on this guy? Wow, it's actually better. It's actually better than every single other one. Okay. There's going to be at least one spot in here where this will make sense. I feel like if I were building one of these myself, it probably wouldn't be too terribly difficult to find a decent spot for this. But now I can come in this way. See, that's not going to fit. That will fit, and that's going to dump it basically right on top of that path there. That's kind of a cool spot. It's only $7 grand, so yeah, look at that. Right on top, and then it just switches right there and goes just like that, sound effects included. So now I have to hide the vertical faces and the base land once again. Okay, that's the park fence right there. I thought for a second, oh, merry-go-round broke again. Okay, this is going to be a challenge. Where's the path even over here? Okay, that's blocked in. That's blocked in. I'm going to have... I think I'm going to have to have this come down this way to make this work. So let's see. I'll start with the exit right here. So that probably would be fine, but I'm going to go this one little bit more. Got to hide these again because apparently every single time doesn't matter. Alright, that should be connected there, I think, hopefully. Now I've got to put this stuff back. So if I can have this come down, it might not play nice because we have this other coaster here, but yeah, see, that's not going to be a real easy thing to mess with, is it? What if I came down this side? Spinning Wild Mouse Coaster 1 in the way. Okay. What if I came down here? Okay, that's probably going to be it. Okay, no, that is definitely not it. Okay. Coming down here. Turn this around. Can I even see where I am going? Okay, hide rides. I can't really hide paths, can I? That I don't think is going to work. Okay, let's turn those back on. It's like half of this game is just messing with like the camera so you can actually see what you're doing. Okay, this is a better view here. So this will come down. Oh, that's directly on top of this path. That's not gonna work. So all I have to do here is just take this out. Hey, look at that. That's perfect. Cool. I'm glad that worked out. I'm not going to be able to really see too much with this, but let's go ahead. We've got 12 cars. Twister cars, as one does. $1.50, really? Alright. Well, let's see. Let's see who's going to ride this thing. If they ride this thing. Gusts are complaining. There we go. Alright, 5 miles per hour. Let's just ride this in real time. Focus the audio helps a lot. Yeah, so right over the path here, then it'll go all the way to the end, then it'll go... I don't know, maybe the guests don't care about this, but I thought it was kind of cool. Goes straight all the way down. 48 miles an hour. Oh, that's violent, doing those rolls like that. But, yeah, that's as advertised. I guess we can just kind of leave that alone, let it be what it's going to be. We built a lot of coasters in here, folks. We only have 815 guests. Yeah, see, that's why I have all these long lines. I'm trying to get them off the paths, because the paths are just completely nuts. I don't want to have a bunch of handymen because they're expensive. If you have a lot of them, that is. It adds up. But it's really hard to have a complete loop path set up here, just because everything is just really, really tightly packed together, and it's stacked on top of itself, and so on and so forth. I know we have like this entire half of the map we haven't used. But I'm reasonably confident that what we have now is enough to get us to about 1,200. We just have to wait. Like, this is full. 60 in line. 42. What's the... Okay, 6 minutes. They shouldn't be complaining about the queues. No? Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think we can be pretty content with that. Yeah, I don't see a better solution than just spamming handymen. There's just so many people on paths, it's going to be dirty. It's just going to be gross. So staff wages. Oh, it's only 400 something. Oh, that's 657. That's because I hired a couple more mechanics and all that. Alright, so I guess we can fast forward through July and see what that's looking like. Steel Wild Mouse, another good one. We built a couple of those before. Yeah, it's July 21st. I guess they pay him weekly at the end of the week. So I'm assuming that's when that's going to update, but 657.50 is a very specific amount. I guess that must have been prorated or something. Well, I mean, we're making enough money if we're not building anything where I think we can justify hiring a couple more handymen. So let's just go up to 15. This should be fine. So let these guys do what they're going to do. So I am very curious. I know our goal is 1,200. I think we can get there. Like, take a look at all the coasters we have. We have 12 rides, and Top Spin is not a coaster. The Go-karts are not a coaster. And Escape Hatch is not a coaster. Everything else is a coaster. So we have 9. We have 9 roller coasters. A couple of them have decent capacity, too. Not all of them, but... It's like this guy here, if it's completely full, I think will hold 48. Or is it 64? I don't think it's ever been full. But if we advertise for it, it probably could be. Well, regardless, let's see, it's August year 2. I don't think I have enough time to justify just speeding through stuff and seeing what's going on. But, see, I'm curious about what it's going to give me. Okay, is it already trying to do ride modifications? Floorless twister trains, alright. I think we need a hero coaster, which would be another one of these big wooden coasters that wasn't so crazy. But there's very few that can actually fit in this canyon here. Oh, this one looks pretty good. Oh, no way, it's actually going to fit? Don't tell me this is one I was already looking at either. That would be unfortunate. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of spots. Okay, that fits there. Okay. I'll tell you what, that kind of intersects right there at the top of each lift hill. That's kind of cool. This isn't the same one we just built, is it? No, it is not. It just has that loop in kind of a similar spot. So now the problem is this is going to move this because I moved the camera. Alright, come on. Get in the correct spot. Okay, $7,900. I'll co-sign that. And then we have a path that we can bring over here. We just have to, you know, do that. So if I have the exit there, I always go in multiples of 2 so that I can have the path snake, or the queue snake. I guess that's going to be just fine. Take this off at turbo speed. And there we go there. You already know. Okay, so now I just have to get that up here. I think probably what's going to be best is to go underneath. Okay, that's not going to work there. Go underneath here. Keep this kind of level there. Then we go into the wall, and then from there we go up until we get to a spot where it can come out, and this is not really a great place to do that, so let's just go this way a couple. That can come up here. Yeah, that's going to work out nice. Let's just go right over to the fence, and then we can follow the natural contours of the land. And in we go. Open that up. Let's just say $4 is fine. Get that going. And that's going to leave us a little bit of space here for maybe some other smaller things. Steel Wild Mouse, I don't really have a lot of great designs for this. I'd have to make one, and I kind of don't want to do that, so... see, regular Wild Mouse, too, they're too wide. It's like, this is good if you have a corner, but we kind of don't. So what else can I put down in here that would make sense? I could put another one of these thrill rides. Skate Patch is just such a solid ride. Like, what is it? What is this? 90 miles an hour? Come on, man. I'll just put in another escape hatch. Why not? There's no rule that says the dog can't play basketball. Just have to have a decent spot for this to go. Flip that there. Yeah, we'll roll with that. Should be okay. Doesn't need to be super complicated. There we go. Escape hatch 2. Escape harder. And then, who doesn't want to have a top spin? Just have to have a decent spot to stick it. So that might be better off. Yes, this doesn't have a good place. I don't want to block this necessarily either, but I think that would be fine to put there. So that would go through that way. That would probably be fine. Yeah, let's just keep this simple. Nice and simple. I think that's connected there. There we go. And we can always have a path come out this way if we want, straight through that cliff face. The other one was on to be intense mode, berserk mode. Let's see if anyone comes to ride that, but I don't think it's going to be that big of an issue. Yeah, see, this is a much more palatable intensity rating with a higher excitement rating. That's always a real winner there. Let's see if anyone's going to get on this thing. I know it's going to take them a while to actually make their way down here. There we go. Just a few guests, but they will hopefully enjoy their experience here. Yeah. Alright, cool. That works. Let's come out of that. Put back in the correct, quote-unquote, orientation. It's a lot of coasters, folks. Things are looking pretty alright. No real beef here. I do think this is enough for us to win. I'm just not entirely sure, and I kind of don't want to risk it. Let's get a couple more mechanics. Park rating's really good. Paths look clean. This has been basically pegged this whole time. Minus a little bit of a blip here, but it is increasing, but it did kind of level off. I think where we are year 2, if I just go ahead and turbo speed this thing, if we see this climb over 1,000 pretty quickly, then we might be in good shape. If not, we might have to break out the marketing again. I think the issue we might run into is that guests are going to run out of cash and then want to leave. So these guys coming in, yeah, they can have as low as $60, and the coasters are kind of expensive. So if we notice this is slowing down, or we hit a wall, quote unquote, then we will probably need to lower prices on stuff. Oh, see, look at this. The queue for this has already got 60 people in it. That's pretty good. That's a full train. And it does only have the one. Well, 28 people's a full train. It is what it is. No, but there's our 1,000 guests right there. I guess I can probably go ahead and start lowering the prices on these. Maybe the guests will stay a little bit longer. Yeah, see, these at $4? No, we can have those be 2. And of course, this other one, same price. Did I even change the price on this guy to 3? Let's just lower that to 2. Don't need to be greedy. 2 there is fine. This guy probably needs to go down. Oh yeah, absolutely. Down to 2. Like, we don't really need to make that much money anymore. Go-karts at $4. Yeah, that's fine. They'll pay that. Let's see. What did I price this one at? 4? Okay, well that's new and it's full enough, so I guess that's okay. Alright, so we're in March of year 3. We got 1,050 something guests. We've got cash. Like, I know like the guest cap thing shouldn't be an issue here. We just got to get these guys in the park and we got to keep them in the park. There's a fair number leaving when they've exhausted their funds. But they're coming in bright and bushy-tailed, ready to go. I think we hit this guy right here. We didn't do this. Oh, it's still $2. All right. Well, I mean, we're at 1,100. I'm gonna say that's good. So let's pay back the loan, and then advertise for the park. 12 weeks. Remember, end of April, so we'd have May, June, July, August would be actually May, June, July would be 12 weeks. We'll just start that there, and then I guess. Probably just end up time-lapsing this, honestly. Like, I feel like we've done enough to win. It's just a matter of getting the guests in and keeping them here, which is why we lowered our ride costs. So I'm going to go ahead and do end-of-episode stuff here. I do really appreciate you guys watching these videos. This is such a fun game, and I know it's not the beaver stuff that drives most of the viewership to the channel, but it is important to me to be able to have fun playing stuff, and not necessarily just because people are going to watch it in droves. I don't really want to be beholden to the algorithm, and of course that's what the Beard Booster's here for, subsidizing the content. So we can just have fun, do what we want to do, and most importantly, not take sponsors for stuff nobody wants to buy, or at least things I don't want to sell. So I really do appreciate all of those contributions, keeping the channel the way that I think it should be, and of course, fostering the development of a nice community here, which I always do appreciate. All that being said, we're going to go ahead and come out of this time-lapse, hopefully, with a big old W on the board and putting our name in the list with our company value. Alright, well there it is, in the rain. We have a company value of $294,770 with almost 1,500 guests. I'm going to call that a win, folks. Let's pop our name in the list. You already know. Have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.